The Nazca mummy autopsy and CT scans have just been revealed, and what it shows is that their anatomy doesn't really fit in any textbook that we have on Earth. And if this was fake, the CT scans would reveal that. In 2025, a retired radiologist with over 40 years of experience performed a virtual autopsy on this body using a hospital-grade CT imaging. No physical dissection, just thousands of X-ray slices and a lot of questions. The body was naturally dried, not artificially mummified. Inside, everything was connected: the bones, joints, soft tissue, even internal organs. More importantly, the scans showed biological responses to injury, bleeding, healing, and structural changes. This tells us this was once a living biological being. The first thing that people noticed: the hands. 3 fingers, 3 toes. But here's the key: this isn't amputation or deformation. Each digit has full bones, joints, ligaments, and spacing that don't match known human anatomy. CT scans show the structure is internally consistent all the way down. The skull raises even more questions. There's no visible cranial sutures, they're fused. The eye sockets are large, widely spaced. There are no external ears and no external ear canals. And the opening where the spine meets the skull, called the foramen magnum, is shaped differently than in modern humans. Now here's the part even skeptics pause on. CT scans showed metal implants, one over each shoulder and a collar-like implant behind the neck. But the critical detail: new bone has grown into the neck implant. This only happens if the implant was placed whilst the body was alive. The scans also reveal catastrophic injuries: a deep penetrating wound on the neck damaging the spine. There was a massive internal bleeding, collapsed lung, and partially collapsed heart. The radiologist concluded that the cause of death was severe trauma and blood loss. The researchers say this body does not match any known human syndrome. They don't claim to know what it is, only that it doesn't fit what we currently understand. So the real question is, what is Sebastian?
Sebastian is the ancestor to these people. So these are the Paracas people. They were probably the ancestors of the Incans. And down in Peru, this is South America, these people, you find their skulls all over the place and their mummies now. Now that bean that he was showing you, a 3-finger bean, you do find depictions and artwork of beans with 3 fingers and kind of big eyes, elongated skull. These aren't the only ones. Now I have heard these beans to be giant, and they may have gotten smaller over time and their heads became normal shape, but the sons of gods mated with the daughters of man, basically angels and demons, aliens, came down and mated with man and created a race of giants. So they do have the stone giants that have elongated skull like this, but you also see giants, people that are giant like this, and I'm going to show you a picture. They look like this. They also have red hair. And I was just showing a picture like this on my live today. These ones are blue. I think these might be Lemurians. It could be body paint, but they're also giant as well. And this is what like some Hindu gods look like. Here's some more of these beans. Even the Mayans had them. Here's another one. So those 3-fingered beans created alien hybrid, human hybrid. Those 3-fingered beans came down, mated with man, and made this basically. So these beings would basically be considered Nephilim, because Nephilim are the offspring of the sons of gods, basically aliens, angels and demons. Angels and demons are aliens that mated with the daughters of man, regular human, right, man, and created a race of giants. And that first generation of giants were known as Titans. But since these aliens had elongated skull and 3 fingers, they created humanoids, hybrids that have Paracas skull, what we know today as Paracas skull. So Peru, Ghana, Mexico, Incas, Akans, and Olmecs. There you go. But yeah, Sebastian is a baby of what the race or species of what these are, one of the ancestors of these people. These are Nephilim. These are hybrids, human hybrids of the 3-fingered being. Probably, in that 3-fingered being probably is a gray, some type of gray or green, or maybe even a blue.